Okay. Boom, boom, back. Oh, it's muted. So true. This one's a little bit quieter.
I love this song. God, I love that part.
Yes, I got the shine.
So pretty.
I love when he flips into that head voice of his.
Who does that?
Oh, which part? I wasn't paying attention.
This part, the ooh.
Oh, it sounds like two people.
I like that part a lot too. Oh, no, too early. Hey, relax. Okay.
We didn't get to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, go play that end part with the ad libs. Let me listen closer.
Okay.
Well, that ad lib is Junon, but I think you do that.
There's another one. This part.
Wow, there's like, they're all doing stuff. It could be Manato.
Yeah, that ooh, that part.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not positive on it. The other two ad libs that were a little more pressed were Manato and Shunto at the end. But that little light little ooh, I don't know. It could be Manato, it could be Junon, it could even be Ryoki. It could be Ryuhei, but I'm not positive.
Could be any of them. Got it.
See, that's the problem is like usually in like a K-pop group, there's like, you know, you got your vocal line, you got your rap line. They usually don't swap back and forth. But like the only person who basically only raps and doesn't really sing is Sota, but he does sing sometimes. And both Ryoki and Shunto sing a lot. and they're the other 2 rappers. So it's like you've got like 6 out of 7 guys that could be any ad lib. And I'm like, how am I supposed to pick you out?
That's something that I find crazy is that especially for Shunto, he when he raps he sounds like he's got like a rap voice. Like
Mhm.
like if you heard it you would be like, "Oh yeah, that's the rapper. He probably doesn't sing all that much." But then you hear him sing and you're like,
And he's got a crazy belt on him
"Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
who is this kid? That he's the one that Sky High calls a genius. So,
Mm. You know
and also
what?
I was watching a video last night where Sky High also said that Shunto has the voice that Sky High wishes that he had. And I went, "Can you imagine hearing that from your boss? That's
So,
insane." And also, this was when Shunto was like 17 or 18. I would have the biggest ego on the face of
the
the planet.
fuck? That's crazy. This track is crazy. Let me see it.
Yeah.
There was Oh, I did want to say this is one of the tracks that I was thinking of when I said earlier that it has kind of like an old school sound.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's very boom bap.
Mhm. And then I said I put a
It's Junon again.
yeah, it is. I put down this timestamp and I was like, the singer. Who?
Oh yeah, no, I think that's when we were listening to it. I think that's when I said, "Oh man, I love this part."
He's got a crazy like voice. Like
Yeah. Yeah, his vocal timbre is like kind of crazy.
it
I
is.
never it it sounds like him all the time, but then sometimes I'm still surprised when I hear it. I'm like, "Holy." Like sometimes I think he actually that's what an angel sounds like.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Not to keep comparing them to ATs, but I think the same thing when I listen to Jongo's voice. I'm like
Mhm.
I know to expect something crazy every time he opens his mouth, but sometimes like on newer tracks, I'm still like, damn, what the fuck? And I feel
That's
that
why
I feel that because like I didn't know when I was listening through this album, I didn't know their voices, so I couldn't pick out who's who. But like obviously from the last 3 tracks that we've listened to, almost every time that I've been like, damn, this singer,
it's been Junon, yeah.
yeah. Um,
Classic.
and then I did want to say, Junon's voice in comparison to Yuhei's voice.
Yeah.
Um, Yuhei has kind of like a breathier, like kind of softer head voice,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
Junon's got like that. He's got bear with me while I try to describe this. He's got like a more, I guess, like firm, like stronger head voice.
Yeah.
Not necessarily stronger, but it just comes out more clear.
Yeah, yeah. To me, I use like the word connected, but it feels very like his head voice sometimes doesn't even feel like a head voice. It feels
Yeah.
like a really high mix.
Yeah, it seems like it seems like it's just something that comes out of him. It's not like
Mhm.
he's like trying to hit higher notes. It just he
Oh,
just
and yeah, fun fact about Junon and his voice in particular. Before he started training for Be First, he had no vocal training ever. He just sounds like that.
what's with what's with these idols? What's with
He
cuz
basically he obviously he sang a lot and he like sang at home and practiced singing a lot, but he never had like formal training. He got to the training camp and then was like, "This is crazy."
cuz I heard the same thing
What are you
about
guys talking about? You can't just you I just sing. I don't know.
I heard the same thing about 10. Like 10 when he first started with NCT, he was a rapper. He didn't have like a whole lot of vocal training and then he started to vocal train when he got injured and stuff and he wanted to do more
Mhm.
vocal stuff and now his vocals are fucking bonkers.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Well, it's also the same thing with Sota too. He had no other than dance background. Like he was only a dancer. He went into this audition and was like, "Hey,
And
never
he's
had any vocal training, never had any rap training or anything like that. He was just a guy who could dance."
And he's got a
And he just
flow
showed
like
up.
he does? That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
there's
crazy.
there's a pre-debut like show that is very sad that I'm currently watching. There's a lot of crying in it. Um,
Great.
but it's basically I say that because I would tell you to watch it, but I know you don't love crying at stuff, so like maybe don't because I cry in like every single episode. Um, but it like shows their progression from they cut down from like 200 guys or whatever to 30 guys to 15 guys to and then they just start cutting guys like one by one by one. And yeah, when you see them learn how to rap or like learn how to sing for the first time is like how do these guys have this talent and they've never had it nurtured by anyone? They're just kind of like chilling.
Yeah,
It's
because
it's crazy.
that is one thing that if you don't know Be First, they were put together by Sky High's show that like it was
Yeah,
one
they put
he
a show together.
organized. Yeah.
He basically put an audition out for, hey, I have this newly founded company. I'm going to make a boy group. Come and audition. I'm Sky High. I don't know what else is going to be part of it because I'm very new to this. And then like 200 guys or 300 guys made it past the first, or I not the past the first, but they had one screening and then they had another screening and then they, had all the guys in Tokyo and they were training and then they just kept cutting it and that's how we ended up with Be First.
And that's crazy that they had such a big turnout for a brand new company.
I think it's because he is, I'm not tuned in on the Japanese entertainment world, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's a big enough celebrity that people were like, holy shit, Sky High's making a boy group and a company. I gotta go in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
Because
kind of
some of the guys on the show were like, Sky High is literally my idol and my inspiration, and I'm like, well, that's so very adorable. This sucks that you're gonna get eliminated.
yeah. Ooh. I was gonna I wasn't gonna say this because I thought it and I was like, man, that's mean, but I actually don't care. Um, I was just gonna say that, just because an idol is making a group and making a company, it doesn't necessarily mean that they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Or that it's gonna be good.
JYP.
Yeah, and I mean we've seen it all the time in K-pop. There's not even just the big huge companies like JYP and YG who
Mhm.
were both idols before, but like even like small companies like Rain Company, he kind of sucks and like you know, it doesn't always work out. Sky High I think has a very good mindset
Yeah.
for
Everything
what he
that
wants,
you've
and his whole
told
thing is
me,
like talking about nurturing talent. um and I don't know, I think that and being yourself and being creative, and I'm like, if you get the guys in that are on board with that and you're not just casting people because they're pretty or because they did one good thing one time, but you're casting like well-rounded individuals, I think, they really had a shot at something.
yeah, I think it's just a difference in like trying to make a successful company and trying to make a successful company with like genuine talent, because I feel like a lot of
Hmm.
the bigger groups, like the bigger companies, I should say, especially in South Korea, they rely a lot on visuals
Oh,
and
for sure.
like making the dancing look good, and like those are important to a degree, but like when it comes to like when you start doing live shows and live performances and stuff like that, you can kind of see the cracks in some of the groups where like they're not on the same level, whether it be
Hmm.
like vocally or um I forgot what else I was going to say, but like, it's they're not on the same level when it comes to their talent, and it just you can see it when they do live performances, and that just it
Hmm.
doesn't take away from the performance necessarily, but it's definitely
No, but it's
noticeable.
it's visible, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. A really interested thing about Be First in particular and their choreography in particular, I will keep talking about it. Um, is that in K-pop, a lot of the time, um the groups are told like this is what the choreography looks like. Every member has to be a carbon copy. You have to do the dance the exact same way. You have to be perfectly in sync with each other. And so it creates a really beautiful picture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool to see groups that are super in sync or who can hit every angle exactly the same. But specifically with B First, especially with Sota's choreography, he deliberately choreographs it in a way where they're not supposed to all be synced. Everyone still shows their own personal style and
Mm-hmm.
color in dancing, and it makes it so that even if somebody's not as good at, like, nobody in the group is as good of a dancer as Sota, but he doesn't look like he's completely outclassing them,
Right.
like, ever.
Yeah.
It's very interesting and a really cool balance, I think.
Yeah. I like seeing individuality in a group.
Yeah, me
That's one
too.
thing for me.
And B First has a lot of it.
Oh yeah, for
They're a
sure.
group of 7, but they are also 7 individuals, and you can like clearly see that whenever they're performing, like
Yeah.
vocally, dance wise, visually, like, yeah,
And
it's
hearing
cool.
hearing in that interview that they don't live together, I'm like, yeah, I can tell.
Good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
they literally, none of them live together. The closest is Sota and Junon live in the same apartment building.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
remember.
that's the closest they get to living together.
And I, this might sound weird to some people, but like you can tell that they don't live together because it doesn't feel like that. Like the way that some groups interact with each other when they live together or they live in the same dorms, or like, you know, 3 of them live in the same apartment and another 3 live in the same apartment, you know, whatever. There's a certain dynamic that happens because they've been living together that B First doesn't have, and it's they still have like a really good dynamic, but it's different. It feels a lot different. It's like a breath of fresh air when it comes to like watching their content that they have with each other where they're not doing music.
Yeah, well, because they can literally be like, "Oh, this is what I did today," and the other person's like, "Oh shit, I had no clue." Whereas, like, in a K-pop group, they'd be like, "Yeah, I know, I was there the whole time.
I know.
I
I
know
heard
what you
you.
did
I
today.
heard you leave.
I was there. I heard you leave the house. Why didn't you lock the door?" Like, whereas B First is like that Ryoki Sota the second video, and Sota's like, "I slept in until 3 p.m." And
Yeah.
Ryoki's like, "I've been drinking since 1." Like, cool. I
That
love to
video
see
was
it.
so crazy. When Sota said that he slept until 3 p.m., I was like, damn, he's so me coded.
Literally me. And he's like not even there. He's like half there.
I know. He didn't wake up until the end of the video.
I
When
love it.
Shunto was coming, he was like,
He's like, I guess I gotta wake up. Shunto's here.
oh, for the parts where it sounds like multiple of them are, you know, like singing from the east side to the west, is that all of them, or is that just a couple of them and their voices are layered? Because
Can
when
you can you play it back? Because I think it's probably all of them,
okay,
but
yeah.
And you better watch your back.
honestly, I think it's probably they had everyone record the line, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna pick 3 of you for this. And I think I hear Sky High's voice, which would
Oh.
be crazy if he's also in there. I could be actually insane. Um, I don't think it's like all of them recorded together,
Mhm.
like all around one microphone.
No, that would
But I
be
think they
insane.
all recorded the line, and they're
Yeah.
just like layering it in a certain way. Because in the first one, I heard Manato more,
Mhm.
and in the second one, I don't know why I heard Sky High, but I didn't hear Manato as much. So I think they're all mixed differently.
Yeah, because I was gonna say in the Wavy album review that I just did, I mentioned that I liked when I could hear like because there was another lyric video that I was looking at and it was black and it was, you know, the insinuation was that it was more than one member, but none of the like pictures were like lit up as if it was
Mhm.
like a specific couple of members, so I just assumed that it was all of them. And I got comments that were like, actually, it's just, you know, this member, this member, this member, and their voices are layered. So it's not all of them.
Mm,
So I was just curious
yeah.
if that was the case here as well, or if it was actually all 7 of them and they just mixed it so that their, you know, their voices
Yeah.
blend together.
I'm not positive. It would
I-
be interesting to keep listening to though as I listen to this song more. Now I'm gonna listen every time and go, how many guys are in there?
How many dudes are on this track right now?
Real.
Um, let's see. Oh, and yeah, I said that this is a very like old school hip hop kind of vibe. Mentioning Sky High again, which would be funny if he is featured on this track.
It would be if he slipped in there a little.
Mhm. Super catchy chorus on the
Oh
song.
yeah. To be honest, I muted my mic and I was singing and dancing when we listened to it all the way through. I was like, I'm gonna sing this song.
um, so I was kind of picking up a vibe for the general song. I, you know, obviously don't know Japanese, so I had to look up some of the lyrics for some of these. The kind of vibe that I caught was like we're going to the top and you can hate and laugh, but we already have a plan, and we're making moves, and you know the foundation has been set. Um,
Hmm.
so you just get to sit back and keep laughing if you want to, but we're gonna do the damn thing. And I was
Yeah.
right about my
Yeah,
initial.
you were.
I looked it up and I was like, I was right. I love that.
Classic.
Classic.
Yeah.
Picking up the vibe.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so this is another, like, they just do a really good job of having songs that perfectly describe them as, I mean, I don't know them personally, but like describing them as people from what I've seen of them, from what they've shown us, um,
Hmm.
and them as artists. They just do a really
Yeah.
fucking good job of like not letting you forget.
Exactly.
All right.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Oh, Kyo says fourth and fifth gen solidified the performance lead groups and the quality of music definitely dropped. That's also why so many K-pop groups disbanded in the fourth gen.
Hmm. Yeah, I can see it.
Crazy. Okay. Any last thoughts for Boom
For
Boom
Boom Boom
Back?
Back, no. Otherwise, we will be here all day. I like Junon's hair here. I'll just say that.
Yes. Okay, I have to show chat.
Okay, real. I'm me bringing up a visual that chat can't see. You know.
I like all of their hair in this one. Let me get it to
Me too.
um yeah, especially the
Beck.
the blue and green.
Oh yeah, Manato's green, tealy green. I
Yeah.
love it.
That's that's such a good color just like on its own, but also as a hair color. Oh my god.
Hmm.
And then this is Junon for anybody who doesn't know Be First. This is the one that Sid
Hmm.
mentioned.
I
But
love. Yeah, he's got like a mullet and it's blonde. He's got black tips. I think when I showed this to Beck, he said reverse frosted tips. And
yeah,
I love that. Burnt tips.
burnt.
I love it.
And then the highlights. Actually,
Yeah, Yoki's highlights.
this whole cut
Hmm.
is really
Yeah,
good.
it's good. And then he shaved it all off.
And
You
he
know,
still looks really
classic.
fucking good,
Yeah, he does.
which is crazy to me because I'm like, I mean, I guess Kokona did the same thing, shaved her head, and I was like, she still looks really fucking good.
Yep. Almost like they're like attractive and celebrities or something.
Yeah, it's almost like they have like a pretty face that is
Yeah. You could
perfect
get
for
away with
this,
anything with that face.
honestly. I mean, actually, I will say that some people have a weird head shape, and that's not a diss or anything like that, but
No,
sometimes you
that's
just have
true.
a weird head shape.
Not everybody should shave their head. But you have to try it once to see if your head's weird. Unfortunately. You'll
You heard
never
it
know
here first. You
otherwise.
have to shave your head before you die.
Yeah, classic.
Beck,
Beck will agree with me.
Beck immediately, I miss being bald.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, my favorite track that's not a unit song is Guilty, and we're about to jump into it.
This song is far too sexy. I will just say that up front.
It is. I can't believe. Okay, so Sid and Beck both told me not to look up the lyrics to this, like as a joke. As a joke, they were
Yeah.
like, "Don't look up the lyrics," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll take your word for it." Actually, because at the time I was like, "There's too much going on. I don't need to know what they're saying in this track." But then I did finally look it up the other day, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
oh, well then."
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's just jump into it. It starts off crazy. The whole thing goes crazy. If you know me, and my music taste, it probably doesn't surprise you that this is my favorite track other than the unit songs.
Real.
That bass guitar.
Yeah. Oh, also the falsettos on this song.
Oh,
Crazy.
yeah. And the runs. Stop it. But don't.
But don't, please.
But don't. Like, okay, Leo. Stop.
Literally. Oh, I actually have to leave.
Nice color, Beck.
I know, I clocked that immediately.
Can Sota relax?
I wish.
I'm gonna faint.
Yeah.
I'm gonna faint.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes!
Junon!
Yes! Junon has like one line on this song and he
Killed
hits
it. He ate it up.
Yep. As he usually does. Oh, just kidding. He has more lines.
Yeah, he had the I'm guilty line earlier, and I was like,
Oh, well.
Yuhei with that last one, with that last line, just take it.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah. How
Hey!
about, no.
Hey, how about you sit down?
How about no?
I don't have to take shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, them coming in with the bass guitar on that, and it's like a real bass guitar too. It's not like something they pulled from a audio.
Yeah, it's not a sample. It's like somebody's playing that thing in the studio.
And it's crazy. I love bass guitars. I love bass in songs. I also love brass in songs, but you know, we'll get there. That alone sold me on this track. Like that, the first 3 seconds where it's just the guitar, I was like, this fucking song.
Yep. Yeah, no, when I was listening to it through the first time, I was literally like, what the hell is this?
No, it's crazy, especially because when you compare it to the first 3 tracks that we listened to, it's so different. Oh, right. Sorry, I had system sounds muted. Sorry.
I was muted.
Sorry. I was censoring Sid.
I've been silenced.
I was silencing Sid. I'm so sorry. I was just listening to the track again while Sid was talking.
Yeah.
And
What was I saying? Does the chat want to hear what I was saying? What was I saying?
you were saying,
Oh, yeah. No, I was saying that because I have heard this song, or I had heard BE:FIRST's previous songs, that I knew that they could do this type of sound. But for Tay, it was probably a slap in the face.
yeah, for sure it was a slap in the face. Because it kind of gave me and I'm not good at genres, like naming genres based off of what they sound like. Like I have somewhat of an idea, especially with the genres that I listen to like pretty regularly, but I am never 100% when I say stuff, ever, but also about music.
Real.
But it felt kind of more funk rather than what it's been before, which is kind of like rock kind of alt.
Hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one felt more like funky rather than any of those. And there was still like when the beats,
it's that bass, man.
yeah, when the beats came in and stuff like that, it it started to sound more like, what we'd been listening to before from BE:FIRST, but the bass guitar definitely changed the vibe of the song almost entirely.
For sure. I agree.
I also really love how they harmonize on this track. The vocals kind of give me not quite R&B, but like you would hear the kind of tone that they're taking with some of these lines on an R&B track, which kind of fucked me up because and I think most of everybody who has watched any of my content before knows that I love R&B.
The bridge on this song in particular is very R&B flavored.
Yes. This is gonna sound a little crazy, but the vocals on this track, the way they harmonize all over the place, gives the song a even more of a sensual feel than it did already just with the instrumental. Like the instrumental already makes this song seem kind of like on the spicier side, but the way that they executed the vocals added to that like times 10.
Yeah, I think all of them added some extra breath in, even members who are like usually very strong and like have a very connected voice, like they decided to throw in some breath for some spice. And I went, "Oh, we're doing this now, are we?"
Yeah. Yeah, this track just like took me. I probably listened. This is probably one of the songs I listened to 10 times over because I was just like, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
If
No,
they,
that's real.
I'm just reading over my notes when I go silent.
Yep. I do have a tiny little bit of you on my screen right now, so.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you could see me or not.
Yeah.
If they used a live band on tour and performed this song, and there's a couple other songs that if they used a live band for it, it would absolutely fuck. But especially this song. I think hearing this song live with a live band would change my life, and I'm not being dramatic. That sounds dramatic, but I'm being 100% serious.
There is a section of their concerts, of their shows, that is usually with a live band. So the songs that suit the band that I have never watched a full one of their concerts before. I'm going to soon because I just got Amazon Prime, so I have Prime Video now.
Dome tour, I know that's right.
I know I'm going to watch the Master Plan Mainstream Dome concert from last year. But I know that the songs that would suit a live band the best, I'm pretty sure those are the ones they use the live band for. So if they tour with this song or if they do it on their dome tour that's coming up, I'm sure we will get one of those performances.
And I will be screaming they will hear me screaming all the way from Japan, from from Texas where I am, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?" It's me screaming.
Literally, they're
Like-
gonna hear me too, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, that one sounds Canadian, actually."
It's got a maple scent to it.
Yeah, that scream was maple flavored.
And when I say screaming, I 110% mean like I don't know if you watched the video that May linked in the server. Yeah,
Oh,
that
yep.
kind of scream. That feral,
Yup.
unhinged kind of scream is
Yep,
what I'm
it's
talking
us.
about. Yeah, the song's probably the spiciest song on this album.
On this album for sure.
On this album.
Actually, I will say out of their whole discography, yes, it is.
Is that are you talking about like with the lyrics and the instrumental? Or is it
Yeah, I think and the way the lyrics are delivered too.
okay?
I think
Because
there's another song I linked you or I told you to listen to eventually called SOS. I think that one's second place. So that's why I sent it to you.
Yeah,
because I was like, "Oh, she's going to like this."
That song's in my likes. I haven't listened to it yet, but it is in my likes and I'm like, yeah, I have to listen to that. But yeah, just not just instrumentally is it like cuz instrumental wise it is the spiciest track on this album, but also when you add in the lyrics and the way that they deliver the lines and everything, it just like spice on spice on spice is what it is.
Yeah, it's definitely layered in spice. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I have to go take a shower."
Be like culinary school up in this bitch.
Literally.
Yeah, I put in my notes here. I think when I was messaging Beck and Sid in our group chat when I did my first listen through on the album, I genuinely yelled about this, and they both just went, "Yup."
Yup. I remember that.
Yeah, that I think y'all were both waiting for me to hear that song.
I was gonna say, I was waiting. I was like, "Oh, Tay's gonna listen to the album," and I'm like sitting in the group chat, like watching your Spotify thing in the corner, going, "Man, she's almost too guilty." I wonder what she's gonna say.
I did the same thing to Bear, so I messaged y'all when I did this to Bear. I got Bear to listen to the entire album, and I was just watching her Spotify activity in the Discord thing because I was like, she needs to get too guilty. She needs to get too guilty.
Classic.
But yeah, that's surprisingly all I have to say about Guilty. I mean, I could say more, but I won't.
Yeah, no.
Gotta post this online, you know.
Yeah, it's a very good song, and I wasn't expecting it, even though I should be, because like I said, there is one song that's kind of similar to this, not SOS, but a different song, on their last album. So if they're taking inspiration from their own work and their own album structure, then it makes sense that there's a song like this on the track list.
Yeah. Oh, hi, puppy.
Hi, Zeno.
Making an appearance.
Zeno, do you like be first?
Are you a be first listener?
Zeno, are you a bestie?
Are you a bestie? You're my bestie. This is my puppy. His name's Mazzino. He's a Labrador and Schnauzer mix. And he's a big baby.
Huge, even.
Big baby.